In the heart of a rugged mountain range, where the clouds often kiss the earth, lived a young man named Lukas. At 24, Lukas possessed everything a young person might need, yet he was hollow. His internal world was a chaotic theater of shadows. While his body moved through the village streets, his mind was always elsewhere, either drowning in the cold waters of past regrets or shivering in the winds of future uncertainties. For Lukas, a simple walk was an ordeal. He would replay conversations from 3 years ago, wondering why he hadn't spoken differently. He would project his fears into the coming years, imagining failures and tragedies that existed only in his imagination. This constant mental time travel left him physically drained, emotionally numb, and perpetually irritable. His sleep was a battlefield of nightmares, and his waking hours were a blur of anxiety. Rumors eventually reached him about an elder who resided in a secluded sanctuary atop the Whispering Peaks. This man wasn't just a hermit. He was a former master of the human psyche who had walked the halls of great universities before choosing the path of silence. It was said that a single conversation with him could untie the tightest knots in a person's soul. Driven by a desperate need for oxygen in his suffocating life, Lukas packed his belongings and began the arduous ascent. The journey was a metaphor for his mind, treacherous, steep, and lonely. When he finally reached the summit, he found not a palace but a simple stone hut, surrounded by a garden of silver-leaf trees. The elder was there, tending to a small fire. He didn't look up immediately. He seemed to be listening to the very rhythm of the mountain. "Master," Lukas gasped, clutching his chest. "I am haunted by my own thoughts. My mind is a prison of memories and worries. I have come to learn how to break the walls." The elder looked up, his eyes reflecting the vastness of the sky. "The walls are made of mist, young man, but to see through mist, you need a steady gaze. Let us test your sight." The elder took a ceramic bowl, weathered by time, and filled it to the absolute limit with clear spring water. The water rose slightly above the rim, held in place only by its own invisible tension. He handed it to Lukas with a gaze of iron. "Carry this bowl through the village at the base of this hill. Walk through the bustling bazaar, past the musicians, through the crowd of merchants, and return to this fire. If a single drop escapes the rim, you have failed the test. If you succeed, I will tell you the secret of the silent mind." Lukas accepted the bowl with trembling hands. He knew the path was rocky and the village was a beehive of activity. He began his descent, his eyes locked onto the shimmering surface of the water. As he entered the village, the world became a sensory assault. A group of street performers began a loud, rhythmic drumming session right next to him. Children darted through the legs of the crowd, playing a game of tag. A merchant accidentally bumped his shoulder while shouting about the price of silk. In any other circumstance, Lukas would have been lost in anger or distracted by the chaos. But today, he had the bowl. He didn't see the colors of the silk. He didn't hear the drums. He felt the gravity of the earth and the weight of the bowl as if they were the only two things in the universe. Hours later, Lukas climbed back up the mountain. He reached the elder and presented the bowl. It was still perfectly full. "I did it," Lukas whispered, feeling a strange, unfamiliar coolness in his chest. The elder didn't congratulate him. Instead, he asked, "While you were down there, did you think about the mistake you made last year? Were you worried about what you will eat tomorrow?" Lukas blinked, realization hitting him like a lightning bolt. "No, I couldn't. If I thought about anything else, the water would have spilled. I was only there. Exactly, the elder replied, his voice like the rustle of leaves. The water was your anchor. Your restlessness comes from the fact that you have no anchor. You leave the now to wander in then and later. But peace is a resident of the present moment. When your attention is undivided, the storm in your head has no wind to feed it. Lukas looked at the bowl, then at his own hands. He realized that the water was his life and the bowl was his focus. He didn't need to change his past or control his future. He only needed to inhabit his present. He was finally home, not because he had reached his village, but because he had finally arrived in the present.